Live from the backstretch at historic Saratoga Racecourse, this is Racing Across America with Seth Merrow. Racing Across America is brought to you by Pinnell's Restaurant, a Saratoga tradition since 1922. 284 Jefferson Street, Saratoga, just minutes from the track. And the Clubhouse Racebook, 711 Central Avenue, Albany. When you can't make it to the track, make it to the Clubhouse Racebook.
Good morning and welcome to Racing Across America as we kick off yet another week up here at Saratoga. We are live from our Clare Court location, which has been busy all morning long. Horses have been working out behind us regularly, but as usual, about 10 o'clock, things kind of slow down, but they slow down as far as the horses behind us and in front of us, but they pick up as far as Racing Across America. A little bit later on, we'll be joined by Sean Clancy, who just drove into the green room, so he's here. That's always fun when the guests are a little bit early. And then a little bit after that, Marianne Barker and Maddy Zanetti from Impressions of Saratoga and the Dark Horse Mercantile are sponsors of the Dark Horse Play of the Day. We'll let them line up things downtown on Broadway at their two locations where, as I always say, you will have a great time. If you come up to the track, go out to dinner, they're usually open late, stop at Impressions and Dark Horse. You will enjoy the visit, and we will prove that with some footage and conversation coming up a little bit later on. But as usual on a Wednesday morning, we'll kick things off with our friend Tom Amello. Tom, good morning.
Good morning, and Racing Across America, the only television show where the green room is outside, and you can drive up in a cart and rest and wait your spot on the grass.
It's literally a green room, which we love, certainly. Before we get into it, let's just get some impressions of last week. Chancellor McPatrick ran after you were on last week. I thought he was good in the Curlin, and Sovereignty was very good in the Jim Dandy.
Yeah, it was nice to see Chancellor run a good race. Yeah. I mean, he was a very talented 2-year-old, just didn't get it right in the run-up to the Triple Crown, and he got to deliver on a track that was okay. I didn't like him. I didn't bet him, and so he beat me, and on he went. Sovereignty, it was an interesting race. I mean, on Saturday mornings, I talk about the feature race for that day over at the Hall of Fame. And it was kind of a, 5-horse field. What are you going to talk about? Well, I said it was a 1.5-horse race. Okay? And on paper you could argue it was a 2-horse race, but really it was a 1.5-horse race because no one really knew what Baeza was capable of. And, he was a hope bet. Geez, I hope he's better than he was in the Derby. I hope 9 Furlong suits him, better. He ran great in the Derby.
Very well.
He ran well in the Derby at 10. And so that was it. But Sovereignty got the perfect wide trip, never saw the rail.
I did love on the backstretch, he went back a couple lengths and the whole crowd, ooh.
Nah.
3 spreads later. Yeah, let me just... okay. All right. We're not out.
Oh. We're stuck.
Yeah.
Do a radio show over that picture. You can cut this if you feel free. You're in charge. I don't get hurt. I don't get hurt.
I had no. I can go back to that pose if you enjoyed 5 minutes of that. But apologies there. We froze up for a few minutes. But now we are good to go. And once again, Tom Amello. And as usual on a Wednesday, today you have a couple horses to watch from last week. And one of them I mentioned to you I like because it was my dark horse play of the day where I've been treading water a little bit for a week and a half. And I like that you noticed the trip on one of them. So.
Yeah, we've got a couple of races to look at today. And yes, there are better poses to be frozen in, but that was as good as it gets. Okay, we're going to look at the 10th race from the 25th. And the horse we're focusing on is the number 3 Catholic Edition. We're going to watch the head on here. And now this is a Linda Rice horse. And the horse takes some action.
Number 3, it's going to be in here. Number 3.
Number 3, yep. And at the back of the pack now in the blue silks, I do believe. And, this horse was bet 4-1, nearly 9-2, if you will, and just loses it all at the start. And then it's going to have a relatively uneventful trip down the backside, going to be clear behind the front pack. And then the kind of mild horror starts. Now, I think one of the most interesting things about watching races is that when you watch races, you tend to read the chart. And you want to see what did the chart caller get and what did the chart caller record and what he or she didn't record. So here we are, we're down the backside, and let's see, which one is it? Is she in the white colors? I think it's right. She's in the white cap here. So now she's trying to get out. She's in trouble. She bumps around there. She's on the fence now, second last. She's going to try and move up here again and not be able to get out here. And you see him yank her inside. Now she's in tight here. He grabs hold, the head's going the other way. And now she's going to finish up pretty well. So this is a horse who loses lengths at the start, tries to get running, makes a mid-move. He's actually going to finish third here. Now, a third-place finish doesn't mean anything, but she finished third and passed a chaser or two because she was never going to win this race. But this is not a bad effort. It's Linda Rice. This also be back. They may drop her in class, and she could win at a very short number, or maybe she'll bump her up a little bit. Maybe we'll get a fair price. But I thought it was a decent effort and a decent race to look at. She was your dark horse play that day?
That was my dark horse, and
well, you
you're
got
right.
Dark.
There was all kinds of trouble there. And then still trouble late in the stretch when had to shift gears and kind of pull out and go up. So I thought the third there I was pretty happy with that given it was my dark horse play. I would have been happier with a clean trip, though.
Well, yes.
Also, we have one from the next day. We're going to take a look at Further Ado. Further Ado, and here is going to be the number 6 horse.
Yep. This is a Brad Cox horse. This is a field of firsters. So a firster's going to win this race. And this is another one who's well bet, hopped at the start, then veered into a rival, and is going to end up racing, broke on the outside, and it's going to end up being kept wide, going to angle in as we get to the turn here.
And it's orange and purple there.
Yeah.
So, what, 6
right?
at this point?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the orange and purple. Now he's going to angle in a little bit, save a little ground, and then, angle out back wide. So watch her come in here behind the horse in the yellow. So we're going to save a little ground soon. Now we angle out. Now we're going to angle out again. And here we are widest throughout.
Yeah.
So this is a six furlong maiden special race. This horse finishes up dead straight. Well, there we go, a little green. Actually shied when he saw the other horse coming at him. So this is a horse that's a little green, but runs basically straight. Going to gallop out okay in a race where lost all shot and was wide. And a race, Soldier and Diplomat was bet off the board, and it's a nice horse. Was not going to be threatened in this particular spot. And so It's Brad Cox. You're probably not going to get a big price next out, but this horse is definitely going to improve.
And I think we froze up when we were talking about the Jim Dandy. So, again, your thoughts on Sovereignty. You were talking when we froze up about Baez. I thought ran well, certainly.
Yeah, it was, I called it, it's a 5-horse field, a 1.5 horse race. There was no way that any of the other 3, I thought, had a chance to win. It was certainly Sovereignty's race to lose. And even when you looked at all the ways Sovereignty could lose, he almost couldn't lose, right? He wasn't going to, unless he fell down and couldn't get up. And he really raced wide, never saw the fence. Now, some are going to say, well, he should have trashed his field. No, because this is not the race they wanted. And, when you think about Godolphin and Bill Mott were willing to give up a chance at a Triple Crown because the Travers is on the list and the Breeders' Cup is on the list. And he checked all the boxes.
Yeah. He looked good. I said to you when they were on the backstretch, he went back a couple of lengths, and the crowd went, "Ooh!" Like,
Frank
not
says
his
he's
day.
dropping back.
Not his day. And then 3 strides later, it was like, "Oh, maybe it is his day."
That kind of comment. You remember, Cody's Wish?
Oh, right.
Okay. Well, when Tom Durkin was calling that race on Belmont Day when he came back. He does his work. He's always well prepared. And Cody runs at the rear. And it looked like Cody was last. And Tom said, and Cody is toiling at the back of the pack. Now, he said toiling at the moment that the jockey said, let's go. And so he spurted forward and the race was over. So, yeah. Ooh! He's backing. No, he's not.
Yeah, just hang on a second.
Yeah.
And, that Sovereignty was very good, certainly on Saturday. Looking forward, hopefully, not with good journalism. I don't know if that's going to happen, but looking forward to the Travers now. Tom, as always, appreciate the visit. Yep. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll talk some betting next week.
Yeah. We'll get in some betting strategies. We're going to try to get him in today, but instead you got so. Lucky you. But problems all fixed now, and coming up next, Sean Clancy. A little bit later on, Marianne Barker and Maddy Zanetti. Stay tuned.
Sometimes it pays to go with the flow, to check your worries at the door, to reconnect with your crew, to follow the thrills and the flavor, to roll with it and see where it takes you, to enjoy every minute to its fullest, and to dance like there's no tomorrow. You can do that here at Rivers Casino and Resort Schenectady, where the good times flow.
For centuries, the bond between horse and human has been forged in trust and hands-on care. Thoroughbred racing is combining that tradition with cutting-edge technology to raise our standards even higher. New investments in wearable biometrics, advanced imaging, and AI help optimize our safety programs.
That opening quarter mile was a quick one.
Every day, a commitment to improving their care. So win or lose, it's safety that runs first. To learn more, visit safetyrunsfirst.com.
Welcome back to Racing Across America on this Wednesday morning, kicking off another week, and that means a jump race, and we'll take a look at that with Sean Clancy in a few. But it is time now for the Saratoga special rotation. Sean is in the rotation. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Happy to have you on board. And again, I said when you sat down, we'll have you tee up as we normally do the rotation of the Saratoga special itself, because this is your big week coming up.
Yeah, we started sales week is our big week in Saratoga, big week for everybody. So we do 5 in a row. We used to do daily. Now we're doing Wednesday, Saturday during the rest of the week, and then 5 this week. So we started Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I guess so 6 in a row actually. I've already cut one out. So it's 6 in a row. five
more. You were already putting Wednesday in the rear view mirror. And again, folks can find the Saratoga special here at the track around town. And I think we also have a graphic with the website address as well. This is horseracing.com. And that's notable because you guys do selections every day. And so if the physical hard copy isn't available that day, you can go to the website and keep up with Shapazian and Tom Law and the rest of the handicappers, Jessica Paquette.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do. So we do the papers Wednesday, Saturdays, every day sales week. But then on the website itself, we have handicapping. We do some stable tours. We do some other features and stuff on there every day. So plenty of stuff on there. And the handicapping. Tom Law's off to a big. He's got a big lead on Shapazian. He's working on his ROI. I think he's down $6 going in today, which is pretty good. So yeah, we're watching that.
I'm still way behind. My total, I think, is okay. I don't know if I'm as okay as Tom Law, but I got all bollocks. I went to Maine for 2 days, and that put me way behind the 8 ball. So I got to catch up and get my put the total up, actually. But, you can keep up with the handicappers every day at the website, and, of course, when you pick up the hard copy as well. So it's going to be a busy few days for you guys. I went and I was looking at the most recent issue. Well, I was looking at the Saturday issue. It's always fun to read your cup of coffee at the back of the edition. You have good commentaries and whatnot. And the most recent one, you did a little profile on Chris Elliott and his father Stuart, and I thought that was intriguing. That Chris Elliott, he's been a fun apprentice to watch, and I thought he was going to be fun to watch at Saratoga, and I didn't realize he got to the beginning of the meet and lost his apprenticeship. But he's aiming to make a little noise up here at Saratoga in New York overall, it sounds like.
Yeah, he's a good rider. I mean, I've watched him enough now. You see he's a good rider. I did the story, that was on a Friday morning. He had just gotten off his 11th horse of the morning. So yeah, he breezed 2 for Jonathan Thomas on the grass, number 10 and 11 on the day. Then he was riding 5 here, and then going to Del Mar riding 4. Then he was coming back here to ride 4 or 5. Then he's going to Finger Lakes to ride some on Monday. He's young and hungry, wants to do it, loves to ride, and he's working hard. And it was pretty fun. I mean, I don't think I'd talked to Stuart Elliott since Smarty Jones. I mean, I hate to say that, but he kind of moved to Texas and was riding there, and our paths just hadn't crossed. So I called him and chatted, and he's actually in town in between the meets out there, and was here cheering on his son, and I obviously be here for Smarty Jones' induction on Friday. So it was fun catching up with him. It's been a long time, and you look at him, he's the 20th winningest jockey of all time now. An incredible number.
I was amazed when you put his total. You said, Chris has won so he's this many behind Stuart, and I thought, wow, I didn't realize he'd won that many.
Yeah, he's 20th all time. It's still going strong. I mean, he's still built a good career down there in Texas, rides a lot for Steve Asmussen, and he's done well. He's real credit to the sport, and still going strong, 60 years old, and still riding hard and doing well.
And I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah, the Hall of Fame inductions on Friday. Smarty Jones, one of the entrants. So certainly you can see why Stuart Elliott is in town with that coming up. Also pulled up a replay going back to Saturday, just trying to get everybody's impressions on the Jim Dandy. Sovereignty, I thought, looked very well. Baez, I thought, ran well.
Oh, he ran hard. I mean, I think right now Sovereignty's just better than these horses. Baez ran hard. They tried a little bit different tactics, got him close, got him revved up, tried to make a little early run. He ran hard. Sovereignty's just by far the best. I thought that was I think I wrote it was more work than wow maybe in this one, and that was probably what I think that's what they had designed. I mean, Jim Dandy's obviously prepped for the Travers, and as we watch Bill Mott over all these years, I mean, he's a guy that he's not. He tries to, even going back to his debut here, he finished 4th in his debut, and a lot of people would have wanted to win that race, and he gradually he's built him and developed him. The horse got such a tactical edge now. He can be close, where before, even back in the Derby, people were a little worried that, he's a one-run closer. He's beholden to pace and trip and everything else. And now he breaks sharp, gets on the bridle. And frankly, I think if Junior went on, he would have won if he went on. I think if he dropped him out the back, he would have won, and obviously he won from where he was. So,
well, I said
awesome
earlier, on the backstretch, he did go back a couple, and the whole crowd went,
exactly.
And then like 3 strides later, it's like, nice.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched with Bill and Tina Mott, and there was a kind of a moment where he was sliding back. I always watch the people rather than the race. I can always watch the replay of the race when I'm writing. I'm watching them, and I kind of heard and I saw them, and then I kind of looked, and I was like, oh my God, he's back there. But I talked to Junior after him, and he just said he thought everybody was moving too soon. Barrios went forward on Baeza, and I think the other, Irad and Jose, saw an opportunity to get up. They were way outside Baeza and Sovereignty. I think the Ortiz brothers saw an opportunity to try to make an impact there. They ran up in there, and Junior just said, look, they were moving too soon. I wasn't worried. I had tons of horse, and he just let it happen. And he said he didn't want to get in a bargain match with Baeza there. When you got that much horse, then your confidence comes from there. He's flawless right now. He's got absolutely no chinks in his armor.
And the fact that he did seem like a closer, earlier this season, and now has shown another dimension, I think helps define him as, he's a special horse this year. I think the 3-year-old crop, I've said it a few times. Last year, at this point in the season, the 3-year-old crop to me was a little bit undefined, and from this point on, they started to move forward. This year, I think the 3-year-old crop is certainly on the top end. Sovereignty, Journalism, Baeza has really defined itself.
Yeah, I mean, look, our game, people get talking about changing the Triple Crown and all these different things. And if you look at this year, if you take Sovereignty out, you have a Triple Crown winner with Journalism. If you take Sovereignty and Journalism out, you might have a Triple Crown winner in Baeza. If Sovereignty went to the Preakness, I still believe he would have won. I'm content with their decision. I respect their horsemanship. I've always respected Bill Mott. He's at the top of my list. So, he's obviously showing that now. Looking at the horse, you can see him really develop, and I think you saw that. I think from the Derby to the Belmont, he got better. The Belmont to the Jim Dandy, showing different dimensions, bigger, stronger horse. And Bill talked about it. He's more relaxed now in the morning. He said he got really relaxed like the last 10 days leading up to the Jim Dandy, and he's kind of thinking this is good, but he said anytime you see a change, you start to worry. Is this good? Is this bad? And obviously, he's just developing into. I think he's a superstar. I just think he's the best 3-year-old we've seen in a long time. Yeah. I think he's the best horse we've seen certainly at this stage. I just am so impressed by him.
Also, earlier this week, Chancellor McPatrick got back in the winner's circle, and that was good to see after the 2-year-old season, particularly the start of the 2-year-old season up here last year, and then the Champagne win this year so far had been a little bit disappointing, but looked pretty good in the Curlin last week.
Yeah, he ran well. It was an interesting race. It was kind of a funny race. It looked like there was about 3 different winners, really at different stages.
And within the last 10 yards.
Yeah, exactly. No, I bet Cherie DeVoe's horse. I thought he was a big price. I liked him, and I thought I thought he was going to be second. Then I thought I was going to win, and wound up second. We were all kind of rooting for him, but no, Chancellor McPatrick's good to see him back. He's just a tricky horse. Where does he shorten him up? I guess he shortens him up from here. I can't believe you'd want to stretch him out. Yeah. But no, that was a good race. I know the Curling gets slagged sometimes. I think it's kind of a cool race for those horses. Yeah. I think if you take those horses and ran them in the Jim Dandy, you'd have a bigger field, but they just would have been farther behind Sovereignty. Yeah. So they have their day. You're trying to build them up in a 3-year-old year. I've always liked the race.
Yeah, me too. Speaking of liking the race, always like when we get you folks in here from the Saratoga Special to talk jump racing, which typically is Wednesday, and today's opener is a race over the jumps. I pulled up a replay of Holy Moly going back to June 15th at Laurel. This is a nice win on a racetrack configuration, which I think is important. But it is a maiden special event. The Apprentice has me concerned a little bit, so I didn't put Holy Moly necessarily in the mix. I like St. John's a little bit. But how did you see the jump race today?
Yeah, I wound up on St. John's. It's not very creative by any means. It should be the favorite.
Fisher,
Jack Fisher, Graham Waters. He's American-bred flat horse, which we always say we kind of lean that way. If it's a jump ball, always go for the American-bred flat horse when it comes to the track. Especially now, there's fewer jumps. It's more of a speed type race. So St. John's been interesting. His race at Middleburg was actually. He kind of was on and off the bridle. He looked like he wasn't going to run any good at all at one stage, and then he kind of got back on the bridle and ran well. I think he'll be fine. This Middleburg's a real undulating, kind of trappy course. He was still relatively inexperienced over jumps then. I think he'll enjoy this. He had the flat run, which I like, from Jack Fisher.
There were a couple that ran a flat race there last time. I assume they're pointing to here with those.
Yeah,
races.
I mean it's really, there's a big gap in the spring. If you have a spring horse, which maybe you would have run at Nashville or one of those, or the Gold Cup in May, then then you don't really have anywhere to go until you come up here. So a lot of guys we used to do it all. I mean, not always, but we used to do it. Tom Voss, Jonathan Shepard, Bruce Miller, those guys, they would always, Janet Elliott. I mean, they would always give horses flat runs before coming up here. Even Janet, I won the Turf Riders on Hoken. She had given him a flat race in between. He won a 2 other than on the flat or over jumps. She ran him back on the flat in between and won the Grade 1 after that. So that was really old school. We'd always give him flat races.
Yeah.
I think it just gives him a little speed, gets him back into the racetrack mentality. So I think I like it. I mean, I don't really care where they finish. I mean, St. John's was 4th. That's good enough for me. So I like the flat runs, especially when you come here. Sometimes those flat races will sharpen them up for the hunt meets, which you don't want to do. But here, you want a good sharp horse, especially now. Again, we've taken a lot of the fences out, so it becomes more of a flat race.
Yeah,
as
that
you
run
see.
around the final turn.
It's really a
into the
3/8 of a
stretch.
mile,
Yeah.
half a mile run. So it's become more of a flat race. So I like St. John's. He won't be much price. I thought Memento might be interesting at a bigger price. He's been off for a while, which I don't like. I mean, I would rather have a little sharper run. He's not an American-bred flat horse, but I thought he might be a little price. He did win at Camden, which is a fast, quick oval. I liked him a little bit in there. I could see St. James the Great improving a little bit. His form's been spotty, but I could see him a little bit. But that's where I would land probably.
Yeah, I saw it very similarly. And again, fun to. I love the steeplechase races up here, and fun to have them in the mix on Wednesdays. And speaking of in the mix, it was 2 weeks ago. You won 2 down at Colonial on the
that
same
was
day.
good. Yeah,
Colonial's
good
now
day
doing
down there.
every Thursday.
Yeah, they skipped a few,
3.
but yeah, basically every
They
Thursday.
start with 3, and I think they also have a whole jump pick 3, and so that's been fun. You won a couple down there.
Yeah, it was nice. Cyber Ninja, who everybody would remember from up here, is a 2 other than for Bill Mott, was 3rd in the Nashville Gold Cup at Kentucky Downs. We bought him at the end of the season last year, and that was his first start of hurdles, so he was impressive. It was fun. I've been watching him a long time. I kind of just stand in the background with guys like Bill Mott going, when you're ready, when you're ready. So
Here's my card.
Right, exactly. So he's the end of his 4-year-old year. He's kind of stuck at the 2 other than level. George Krikorian, homebred, they had an option. They could either, drop him down and probably lose him that direction, or sell him as a jumper. So we were lucky enough to buy him, and he ran well. It was fun.
How do you, because you've talked about that before, going out and getting good flat horses that maybe just have gotten to the point where it's time for something else. How do you see that, that's going to be a nice jumper?
Yeah, a lot of his pedigree is 1, running style is 2, physique, just confirmation and connections. And it's like, I like buying Awaken off Shug McGay. People are like, what did you like about him? Well, he's by curling out of daydreaming. There's, what can't you like, right?
A little bit of fips.
Yeah, exactly. He had 1 going 1.25 miles at Ellis, on the grass, so he'll stay. Shug takes good care of horses. Same thing, Cyber Ninja. Bill Mott's taking good care of him. He won going 1.25 miles. He won going 1 mile and 3/8. He was 3rd to cloud computing and not cloud computing. Shug's horse, the gray horse. Anyway, he was third going 2 miles there behind the Grand Motion stayer. So, when you see a horse going 2 miles on the flat, they'll stay. But no, it's been those kind of horses.
And then how do you transition that? I mean, is it you bring them out and start, I'm assuming, little
shepherds.
Really
start. Usually what I like to do is you buy a horse and try to give him a little time off, get the racetrack out of him, let him down. He was a colt, so we castrated him, gave him time for that. And then you just start out real small. You start out with rails on the ground, logs in the woods, following an older horse or following a more experienced horse. And then you gradually just work your way up. They take to it really quickly. Most of them, 90% of them they think it's fun. They like it. You could, if I went on, I could get on Sovereignty and go, and if there was some rails on the ground and some logs in the woods, and you had a horse in front of you, he'd go down and jump them. And in a week's time, you'd be jumping the roll. The roll in front of these national fences. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, you'd be jumping the national fence. Most of them like it. They take to it. You present it small, don't overface them, and then just gradually get there.
You got something coming up, and again, River D is your nom de plume. You got something coming up here at Colonial?
Yeah, I'm going to run. Hopefully, Roha Redemption is going to run up here in a novice stake in 2 weeks. Hopefully, coming back with Awaken. He was disappointing the other day. I couldn't. He was a little far back off slow pace. I'm hoping that was it, but that was a little bit of a dull effort. Hopefully, he'll come back for the Shepherd. And then I'm going to have a horse Vintage Year at the end of the meet. I might run him in the allowance race. He's okay. He actually just won on the flat at Colonial Downs, won a straight maiden at Colonial. So he's a nice horse. Got a flat horse coming up, and hopefully enter today, maybe for Sunday up here, Jay Hirsch. So have some action.
Oh, okay. And Awaken, of course, your Grade 1 winner. That had to be crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it was crazy, but we will look for him
we'll try that again.
Up here. Before you go, because I pulled up a little shot of the logo, just mentioned the Readers Club.
So the Readers Club is a member. It's almost like joining NPR. It's like a member-supported way to support the newspaper. We have you can get some swag, get hats and different things. We have some events, social events. We have member-only content on the website. So there's daily stable tours, different highlights and different features on there. So it's just kind of an easy way to support the paper.
And again, the Saratoga Special, 25th year. Congratulations on that. It is crazy. The roster of interns that have gone on to bigger and better things in the industry, Travis Stone and Gabby Gaudet and many, many more. And I see that whole row up there this year, and I think, who is going to be the next?
Exactly.
But always fun to pick up Saratoga Special on track or around town. And again, you can catch it online. This is horseracing.com. I made worth repeating like twice. I don't know if I've ever been in before, but twice.
You might make it 3 times right there. Let me write that down. You never know.
So that was kind of fun for me personally, but it's always worth picking up. Sean, we appreciate the visit.
Pleasure.
Again, congratulations on the 25 years. We've had all 3 of you guys in now, and I've congratulated everybody, but just an amazing accomplishment with really what has become an absolute part of the Saratoga experience up here. A daily news, well, it was a daily newspaper, and still you can pick up, the daily portion of it with the picks and whatnot online, but a regular feature up here covering horse racing. You can't get better than that. Sean, appreciate it.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll take a break. Again, they're in the green room. Marianne Barker Maddy Zanetti from Impressions and Dark Horse will cover all of that right after this. Stay tuned.
It's been referred to as possibly the best equine-themed gift shop on the planet. Impressions of Saratoga. Impressions of Saratoga, celebrating the Saratoga and equestrian lifestyles. It's your #1 choice for Saratoga souvenirs, apparel, and gift shopping. We have gifts for the entire family, and we're pet-friendly too. Visit us online at impressionssaratoga.com or come on down. Impressions of Saratoga, 368 Broadway, downtown Saratoga.
Why just watch the races when you can be in the middle of the action? For nearly 20 years, Bonaventure Stables' share-based ownership program has made thoroughbred ownership affordable for the everyday fan. Ownerships of 5 and 10% are now available on a nice selection of horses. As a partial owner with Bonaventure Stables, you'll enjoy all the benefits afforded every owner. Visit with your horse in the private stable area. Greet the trainers and jockeys in the paddock. And when your horse wins, savor the moment in the winner's circle at Saratoga, Belmont, Aqueduct, or wherever you bring home the prize. Based in historic Saratoga Springs, Bonaventure Stables has been training winners and creating memories since 2005. Learn more, see available horses, and meet our team at bonaventurestables.com.
Welcome back to Racing Across America, live from Saratoga on this Wednesday morning. Seth Merrow, happy to have you joining us as usual, and happy to be joined now by the sponsors of the Dark Horse Play of the Day. It's Maddy Zanetti and Marianne Barker. Good morning.
Good morning, Seth. Good to see you.
Happy to have you on board and talk a little bit about Dark Horse and impressions. And I said to you when you sat down, I'm not living up to the earlier portion. You guys were good enough to sponsor the Triple Crown season and the opening weekend, July 4th. And, man, I was on a roll for a while. Now I'm treading water. I got to get going again with the Dark Horse Play of the Day.
August. It's your month. That's your month.
I like that. And I will say, I get over on the front side, I get a lot of people who say they've stopped down. So I hope you're getting some feedback.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And people will come in and they'll ask who their pick of the day is, and we've always got it ready, so people do enjoy it. And we have it playing at the Dark Horse. We have the TV playing your show, so people do watch that too.
We appreciate that. Marianne, I always tell the story. I've known Marianne a long time, her and her husband Dave. My father was retired down in Florida, and in his little social group, the Barkers, your in-laws.
Surprise,
I don't even know how long it took us to realize that connection, because I was doing some commercials for you guys prior to that when I had the video company downtown. But yeah, it's a small world.
It was a good long time before we made the connection, and I think it was at coffee hour in Bradenton. I was like, what are you doing here?
I just said to my sister the other day when I was up in Maine, she had rented a house, and I spent a couple days up there, and we got on Fairlane Acres and coffee. I said I'd love to go back to coffee hour. See what it's up.
It's a little different.
Yeah, it's got to be. I remember I won the 50-50 raffle one week, and as a guy coming in just to visit for a week, I don't think they were happy.
No.
Don't like that.
No, that would be bad. I hope you spent it on them.
Yeah, and I may have donated it back. But again, I used to do commercials for you guys downtown when it was just Impressions. Talk a little about Impressions and how long it's been a fixture in downtown Saratoga.
Entering our 47th year this year, so it's been a good long time. Quite a ride. Lots of ups and downs and changes, but yeah, it's been wonderful.
And I remember, and other folks may remember as well, if you're my age, before it was Impressions, it was Barclays, where you could go get the Thursday night dollar iced tea.
Long Island iced teas.
It's a little bit different now with, a great browsable interior, and I highly recommend going down, as well as Dark Horse Mercantile, which is newer. How long is Dark Horse Mercantile?
We opened that in 2018. We started the brand, like a full launch of the brand in 2014, and then we opened the store in 2018. So we're having a lot of fun with it.
And let's take a look, and you can describe. Let's start out with Dark Horse. I pulled up some video. I was just down there maybe a month or so ago, so updated kind of the merchandise and whatnot, and just describe Dark Horse and what people will find when they visit.
So we have some vintage memorabilia, one-of-a-kind things that are historical to Saratoga, and then we also have a bunch of things that have Upset, the horse that beat Man O' War in Saratoga in 1919, and we celebrate the Graveyard of Champions there, overcoming the odds, even if you are the dark horse or the long shot. So we really embrace that mentality of never giving up and overcoming the odds. And we have a lot of fun finding unique products down there, and it is a much smaller store than Impressions, so we've got to really curate what we can fit in there.
And again, highly recommend stopping by Dark Horse, and you got an idea of some of the merchandise down there. But you want to browse Impressions, you can spend an hour in there. Marianne, we got a little bit of video Impressions as well. Give us a little insight into what people will find.
Well, we like to call ourselves the Everything Saratoga store. So we carry not only a ton of Saratoga souvenirs, which Maddie and I and Dave have a hand in designing. So we try to keep everything unique and not necessarily one of a kind, but unique to the area and representative of Saratoga. For instance, Greg Montgomery's Travers posters, fancy hats. But we kind of change with the seasons. I mean, our focus is always health, history, and horses and racing and the history of town. But, we carry general gift items too, to kind of round out the season. But we like to think that we have something for everyone, for every time of year.
And having, again, just visited recently, among many visits, I can vouch for there really is something for everyone. And as I say, you can go in and browse and find some piece of Saratoga labeled merch that you will enjoy, certainly. So again, you can make a visit, but as you see at the bottom of the screen, impressionsaratoga.com. Folks can visit online as well.
Mm-hmm. That footage was impressive. Every shirt was folded.
And it was really good.
I know. I was like, and every picture frame looked straight. I was like, that's good footage you got there. Yeah.
Good.
Again, I'm a pro.
You are a pro. And it shows.
I can't say that I folded any of the shirts because that wouldn't have helped you at all.
Well, you must have been there in that 5-minute window before they got wrecked.
It looked really good.
But again, really fun to visit both of them. They're on Broadway, right in downtown Saratoga, across the street from each other. Marianne, hours of Impressions.
We're 9 to 9 pretty much every day. Sundays we do close at 8. And we're usually there a little bit earlier, but we do try to catch everybody before the day really begins. And it has worked for us. So we're definitely the earliest open. And honestly, I think nowadays we're about one of the latest open.
Yeah, at 9, people can come to the track, catch a dinner, and still grab a little time down at Impressions. So,
and we're always real flexible. So if a big group comes in, quarter of, we're not going to chase them out the door.
Maddie, Dark Horse.
We open at 9 at Dark Horse, and we're open till 8 every night. And then on the weekends, we stay till 9 as well. So both stores, and that's what we do when people ask, what other stores are open at this time? And we're like, us across the street. So we're the 2 stores that are open.
Very good. And season started as it did last year, Belmont Stakes weekend up here, the big concert. And I'm guessing you guys were open later that night. Maybe got some concert goers.
Yes, that was really busy. We actually had trouble closing. I think we closed like 45 minutes late that night just because people were coming in. It was much busier this year for the concert than last year.
Was.
And
I think
the weather
people knew
was
what
beautiful.
to expect, and it was gorgeous. And they I have to say, they came down earlier, too. They didn't just come for the concert. They came and spent the afternoon because they knew they'd have to get a little early for a meal or whatever, so the browsing was super.
Yeah, and it was the second year of the concert, so I think people had a little more time to kind of figure it out and work on the situation from last year and plan a little differently maybe. Also wanted to talk a little bit about, and we have a little bit of video, we were trying to get your mascot upset the mini horse here and maybe browse behind us, but he couldn't make it today. He has a busy schedule.
Very busy.
But there we get a little video of upset the mini horse, and he will be available for people throughout the summer, correct?
Yes, his next outing is this Friday from 5:30 to 7:30, and then we have him out every week, at least once a week. But we've been able to squeeze in a few more, and he does have a very busy schedule this year. I mean, we just got an email yesterday asking for him to go to another spot. I feel like every week we're getting more requests for him, and we try to accommodate as much as we can. But it is a lot to get him out, and we're really lucky to have friends and people who have worked for us in the past who are willing to help too, because people do really enjoy seeing him, and he likes to do his job. He has a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'm assuming a kid favorite.
Yeah, and adults.
Yes.
He's definitely a big hit when we take him for a walk down Broadway. Causes lots of conversations.
And you mentioned coming up, so will that be Impressions, Dark Horse, or?
This year we are going back to, we have the tent set up in front of Dark Horse, and we put him right in there. We've got a little more space there, and we're there Friday from 5:30 to 7:30, and usually we get there a little bit earlier. We end up being there a little late with him just because he's got a crowd of people. But when the streets get real busy, it is easier to have him in one spot than to walk him around. So that worked really well the last 2 weekends, having the tent set up for him.
And I'm seeing also the end of the season, September 13th, Children's Museum.
Yes. Yeah, they have an animal day there of some kind. There's all different kinds of animals to meet, and Upset's one of them.
And again, you can pick up a schedule, pick these up downtown, right?
Yes, both stores.
I have
think
one.
The library, yeah.
I'm ready for. Will he be at the TRF event over at Root and Riddle?
I don't think that's on our calendar yet.
Okay.
But
I asked because the video I pulled up was at the TRF event a couple of years ago up at the winery.
The winery,
yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, he was very popular.
Yeah, as Maddie said, his schedule is pretty full. We try to get him to anything we can, but sometimes we have to work.
Yeah.
We need a handler. A
He
professional
can't go
upset
alone.
handler.
We got to go with him.
That would be nice if he could just say, okay, here's the schedule.
Your schedule. Go. Go, baby, go.
All right, let's just wrap it up with, again, give a little push for, we'll start with Impressions, hours, and, invite people down.
Yep, we are open from 9 to 9, pretty much 7 days a week for the racing season. We are online 24/7. You can give us a call, send us a photo. If you're looking for something, we're happy to help. And we like to think that our store is an experience to come in. Don't just plan on 5 minutes, spend on taking a little time, because our staff is pretty knowledgeable about the area. We like to consider ourselves the other visitor center.
I like that. And I can vouch, you're not going to spend 5 minutes. Take my word for it. I say it all the time as I tee up the play of the day. Stop at both places. You will enjoy the visit, and you will be there for a while, and you'll walk away with some merchandise you'll be happy with, and that includes the Dark Horse Mercantile.
Yeah, so there we're open at 9 in the morning as well, and we're there till at least 8 every night, 9 on the weekends. And our staff really loves sharing fun facts with history of Saratoga and dark horses, and there's always something fun to find there, something unique and different.
And again, ImpressionsSaratoga.com is your online portal as well. You can check that out. Again, both downtown, across the street from each other, maybe a block and a half away. Highly recommended to swing on by. And again, if you can't make it up here, visit the website. And as you say, you're accommodating. If people have questions or want something in particular, they can contact you, I'm sure, through the website as well.
Yep. Yeah, and they call, and especially if they get like one of us and they'll say, I saw something that was, they'll describe it, green, or usually they say it had Saratoga on it, and we're like, yeah, most of the things do. But if they can narrow it down, and then we can find it for them, usually and get them what they were looking for.
Excellent. So again, I'm happy you guys came in, but very happy and grateful that you guys have been a regular sponsor of the Dark Horse Play of the Day for the past 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah.
And I will try to get back on the beam after a Triple Crown season where I was amazing myself.
You were hot,
winner
hot,
after
hot.
winner. We'll see if we can get that rolling again. But again, appreciate your sponsorship of the Dark Horse Play of the Day, and highly recommend that people swing by Impressions of Saratoga and the Dark Horse Mercantile. Maddy Zanetti, Marianne Barker, appreciate the visit, and hopefully we have a lot of people going downtown and swinging by.
Yep.
Definitely.
All right, we'll wrap it up for this edition of Racing Across America. it's a beautiful day. Again, a little bit muggy, but otherwise a gorgeous day up here. Nice card as well. So if you're headed up, enjoy. Don't forget, Syndicate Special for Sunday is open, and I keep pushing that because we had some openings available and things will close up. We'd love to have you jump on board and be a member of the team. Go to the website, click on the promotions link, look for the Syndicate graphic right there, click on that, and fill out an entry so we can put the team together. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up for today, but back in tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Handicapper Support, 10 a.m. Racing Across America. We'll see you then.
Haven't signed up for a Capital OTB account yet? Now's the time to take advantage of the sign-up bonus. Open up a new account with $200 or more, bet $400 by the end of the month, and receive a bonus $200 into your account. Plus, you can take advantage of everything an OTB account has to offer. Wagering from any device, live streaming, racing info, past performances, online promotions, and more. Sign up today and take advantage of the new account bonus. Details at capitalotb.com.
Come on.
I want sales reports on my desk by Monday.
Whoops. My bad.
Love racing? RTN brings you every live simulcast on your home television, plus live video streaming and race replays on your PC and mobile devices. To order, visit rtn.tv. RTN, a breed apart.
You've been watching Racing Across America. Racing Across America has been brought to you by Pinnell's Restaurant, a Saratoga tradition since 1922. 284 Jefferson Street, Saratoga, just minutes from the track. And the Clubhouse Racebook, 711 Central Avenue, Albany. When you can't make it to the track, make it to the Clubhouse Racebook.